what teams that you play for, and like
Yeah.
you talk about it.
So yeah, it's been a few years since I played power soccer. Not because I don't want to play. I definitely want to play. But you know, the different time commitments with school and work um has been a little difficult. But I do eventually want to play again. And I played for I played for the Tampa Bay Crossfire when I used to play power soccer.
Question is, how did you get involved with power soccer?
So we had how do I say it? There was a people that were doing recruitment for power soccer. So they were doing a demonstration at the MDA summer camp actually. When I was I don't remember how long ago, maybe 2005 or so, maybe.
Was I? I don't think I was there. Was I on?
No, I think it was before you were at camp.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
'cause I forgot Juan. I forgot Juan's older than me.
oh yeah,
I'm 25. How old are you, Juan?
I'm 29.
Yeah, see, he's older than me. So you've been going.
So
You were going to camp 4 years before me.
yes,
Yeah.
so it was one of those years.
Okay.
Yeah. So they did a demonstration, and back then, power soccer was a little bit less, I guess, evolved as it is
Yeah.
now. Now the sport is very fast and a lot more competitive than it once was. So I was exposed to power soccer during that demonstration, and I enjoyed it. But it wasn't until a year and a half later where I found a pamphlet that was given then, um, and then my parents wanted me to give it a shot, and I was reluctant at first, but
Scared.
it was probably one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life for sure.
I've always seen it. I've always wanted to try it, but I didn't know if I was strong enough to play it because I felt like I would like fall over or something. That's one of the reasons why I was always scared to like actually go and do it. I see people talk about it all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I play, would I fall out?
So what's great about power soccer is there's so many people, so many different people from all walks of life with different disabilities that play it. And I've there's a lot of people that are very limited mobility,
Mm.
but there's a lot of equipment and resources that can be used to offset that to be able to compete. Um, so there's people from people that can't walk, that are paralyzed, all the way to people that have very limited motion can end up playing. I know that they modify some controllers even so that people drive with their
Oh,
mouths and things like that.
they can do it with
So
their mouths.
yeah, so it's definitely not like there's there's not really a limitation to playing
So
power
anybody can
soccer.
play.
Anybody can play it as long as you're motivated and you want to compete and you want to be exposed
I
to
want to. I really
teamwork and all
would
that
want to
stuff.
play. Want to play. Well, am I too old?
No, anyone can play.
Okay, I thought I was too old.
Anyone can play at any age. I've seen like 6 year olds play and up to people in their 80s. So
Wow.
it's pretty much full range of anyone can compete. So
My next question is, what are the benefits of power soccer?
Um, the benefits of power soccer. I think there's a full range of benefits in terms of the first thing I think, I think emotionally, psychologically, um, it strengthens you because, for example, as an individual, you're pushed to do better each time. As in all sports, there's always room for improvement. Um, and so and the other terms in like psychologically, as I mentioned, for people that have disabilities, it's very, how do I say it, very eye-opening that you could, anybody that has a disability could compete in power soccer, and something that will develop them as a as a person, and will motivate them to do other great things in their lives, not just play sports. So the influence power soccer has and power soccer had on me was significant.
So it basically what you're saying is it made you realize you were actually part of something bigger than just yourself.
Right. Yes, for sure. Being a member of a team and being a member of the league was very good because it exposed you to new connections, new friends, memories from traveling. Um, just it gives people with disabilities a different experience than they normally have in their day-to-day lives that they can incorporate such a big competitive aspect of that power soccer
Um,
brings.
what is the most important part about the teamwork in power soccer that's different than other sports?
I think what's interesting is back to everyone has different abilities, but that doesn't limit them from playing power soccer. So in terms of that, even though you have maybe a different disability than someone else, um, the how do I put it? People develop different skills in terms of when they're playing power soccer. There are some people that are, that move around the court pretty well, or people that can shoot from distance, or just different skills develop as you play power soccer, and that's completely independent of what your abilities as a person is. So that's what's great about that. And in terms of teamwork, you're playing with others and you're reaching for a common goal, whether it is to win this game or whether it is to advance out of the group stage or win the national championship or win the World Cup, the Power Soccer World Cup. So um it's really good, like a good bonding opportunity that maybe someone with a disability initially wouldn't think that would be available to them, just because they're not what they initially think they cannot play a sport,
Yeah,
but in reality they can. So that's definitely something that people that play power soccer have within them,
yeah.
um, that their competitive nature and um, they could be team oriented when it comes to when it comes to the sport that they play.
Championships. Have you won any championships since you've been playing?
So when I was playing for the Tampa Bay Crossfire, the highest that we placed is we placed fourth in the national championship in was it like 2000? I think it was 2008.
Mm.
At that time, there was about maybe 10 to 12 teams, whereas now there's 30 plus. Whether it's competitive um, teams in the U.S. Or also there's also recreational teams in the U.S. that they play within their smaller league as more of a recreational, um, instead of the more competitive, which of course the more competitive there's a
So
lot of
like
different
nationals
leagues.
would be more competitive than the small league.
Right, correct, yeah.
That's cool right there, man. I have one more question. What are the things that you want people to know the most about power soccer in the world that don't know about power soccer?
I think what I would want everyone to know about power soccer is that it is it's a symbol of the fact that people with different abilities can compete in a high level of sport. Um, I I can think of like different like the Paralympics or Special Olympics, but for example, for those there's people that have like for example a lot of upper body strength,
Mm.
whereas in power soccer it really is multifaceted in terms of what abilities or what people's disabilities are and
Because we
independent
have
of
the
whatever.
physical disabilities. a lot of
Right.
them, they still can do things like, you know what I mean? Like they have the strength and things like that. Ours is a little harder. I'll be honest. I think it's a little harder,
Oh yeah.
especially because most of us can't even hold ourselves up.
Right.
But
Yep.
yeah, you're
So
correct.
even yeah, so even like Paralympics or Special Olympics would be beyond the limits for most of the people that play power soccer.
Mm.
But power soccer is full compass in terms of who can compete. Yeah, and on top of that, you people would assume that power soccer is oh well, people in wheelchairs are playing soccer, but
It's more than that.
it's really a lot more than that in terms of it's a lot more competitive than the regular, that the typical person would think. Um, and it's a lot more important, emotionally um, and in these people's lives. So, um, from my experience in power soccer, it definitely grew me as a person. So, I think the world would be a great place if better place if people knew that people with different disabilities or more severe disabilities can compete at the high level at a high level of sport.
Juan, you just gave me some great insight, and I'm so glad that you joined me today.